Charles. This is your third and final Fan 5 review video of the week. If you are somebody who was in the live Zoom on Monday, if you watched on Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're watching today, I'd be willing to bet a lot of tickets that tomorrow you're going to be at least a 4 or a 5. If you've taken notes, utilize some of the strategies that I've showed you, I think it's going to pay off. It's going to make a difference. And if it doesn't this week, I'm telling you, next week's Fan 5 will probably look pretty similar with some of these questions. I don't expect questions like 1 and 2 to be perfect this week. So if you don't maybe master those this week, you're going to get another chance next week. No stress. Just do your best. So we're going to get right into it. Excuse me. We're looking at number 1. And I will admit that I did try and throw a little curveball at you with this question. Now, you would still get it right if you've been doing all the things that I've been telling you to do, but maybe if you forgot 1 or 2 things, this might be a question that you missed today, and it wouldn't have to do with your math. So it says Taylor has some money. Landon has 4 times as much money as Taylor. Together, they should say they have. Together, they have $40. How much money does Landon have? All right, so again, I see 4 times as much, 4 times as many. I instantly know I'm doing my multiplicative comparisons. Should be thinking box method. So let me pull my 2 things out that are being compared. Get my marker, get my color, boom. So I'm going to pull Taylor out. I'm going to pull Landon out. And before I even draw any boxes, I'm going to put my star. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to make sure I'm looking for the right information. So at the very end of the problem, I know where to look. Question says, how much money does Landon have? So I'm going to put that star right next to Landon. All right, now I can draw my boxes. It says Landon has 4 times as much money as Taylor. If Landon has 4 times as much, Landon has 4 boxes. And in all my pictures, all these boxes are supposed to be even. I'm doing it as close as I can. So if Landon has 4, that means Taylor automatically gets 1. And now I just have to use the information that the problem gives me. All right, so it says together they have $40. That means that $40 represents both of them, meaning I can put that bracket here, and I can say that all of those boxes combined are going to be equal to $40. So I got to take those $40, I got to split them evenly between all the boxes, which in this case, there's 5 of them. If you know your facts, you can do 40 divided by 5. But if you do that math, it's going to give you 8, which means that there will be $8 in each box. So the past few days, the question's been asking for the person with 1 box how much they have. This one was different. That's why it was in all caps. That's why I've been telling you to put the star. If I'm looking for Landon's total, I'm looking at the 4-box person today. You can go 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. You can go 8 times 4, whichever's easiest for you. But in this case, that answer would have been $32. So if you chose $8, I know that you did perfect math, and that's awesome. But a math question is just as much a reading question. Because if you do good math but poor reading, you're not going to get the question right. So admittedly, I did change that one on purpose today, but you can still get it right if you've been doing all the things that I've been telling you to do. So that answer would have been $32. And again, box method and knowing your facts is going to make that one way easier for you. All right, moving on to number 2. It says, Emmy just did 14 push-ups. That is 2 times as many push-ups as Anna. How many push-ups did Anna do? Again, times as many, multiplicative comparison, box method. Let me pull my 2 people out. I'm comparing Emmy's push-ups to Anna's push-ups. And before I draw my boxes, I'm going to put a star next to Anna because the question says, how many push-ups did Anna do? Awesome. So now I got to put my boxes. Somebody's going to get 2 boxes because it says 2 times as many. Or it says Emmy just did 14 push-ups, and that is 2 times as many as Anna. So Emmy gets 2 boxes, which means Anna automatically gets 1. And now I just use the information that the question's given me. The number that it gave me is 14. that 14 only represents Emmy. Emmy just did 14 push-ups. So her 2 boxes are equal to 14. That 14 has nothing to do with Anna. So what I have to do with that 14 is I've got to take it, I've got to split them evenly between Emmy's 2 boxes. Again, if you know your facts, 14 divided by 2, that's going to give you 7, which means that you're going to put 7 push-ups in each box. Now I know where to look. I put my star. The question says, how many push-ups did Anna do? And that answer would have been 7. So I'm interested to see, again, virtual people, I know it's tough, but I'm interested to see how many people are actually trying this method. Again, if you've got a method that has worked every time, keep doing it if you're comfortable doing it that way. But this can be made so much easier the more consistent you are with the way you solve it, because this would work every single time. Obviously, you got to get your math right, you got to get your facts right, but it'll work every time. So 1 and 2, pretty important, but you'll see them again next week. All right, number 3, this one I'm hoping, virtual or in class, I'm hoping we're Ric Flair in this one pretty consistently now. Again, we're trying to find all the factors for 21. Start with the first factor pair, 1 times 21. You know 2 is not going to work. You got an odd number. It has to end in an even number. But then I would try 3, which in this case would work. If you tried 3 times 7, you would get 21. And you would still try all the numbers in between 3 and 7. You would try 4, 5, and 6, which none of those would be factors of 21. If you listed your multiples of all 3 of those numbers, you would skip past 21 every time. So I've got my 2 factor pairs. Again, I'm going to list them in order, least to greatest. And if I'm looking at my answer choices, we're missing 7 and 3 here. We're missing 7 here. They substituted a 4 for a 3 here, which is incorrect. But if I look at D, that answer matches exactly what I just found, which would give me my answer. And I know I kind of blew through that one pretty quick. I want to say that might be 3 weeks in our Fan 5. It might just have been 2, but we've done that a ton in class. At this point, we got to be rocking and rolling on that one. And there's a chance we've even seen that like exact question with 21 before. So, I mean, the more we do it, the better we're going to get, obviously. But that one, we got to be clicking on that one. All right, number 4. This one would be tough if you didn't have this word in your vocabulary. It says, which shape is not a quadrilateral? Now, you should absolutely know what a quadrilateral is. I'm pretty sure you probably covered that last year at some point in the school year. And if you knew what a quadrilateral was, we've talked about all these shapes -1 so far this week. Or actually, I think we've talked about all these shapes this week if you were in the live Zoom on Monday, which if you know what a quadrilateral was, you got the answer immediately. So when you think of quadrilateral, that word quad means 4. So if you've got a quadrilateral, that means you have 4 sides. And when I was a kid, you guys call them 4-wheelers, but we used to call them quads because they had 4 wheels. So when you think quadrilateral, you got to think 4 sides. Once you know that, you're good because you know what a square is. You know that a square has 4 sides. We've looked at a rhombus. We looked at it closely again yesterday. That's got 4 sides. We talked about a pentagon yesterday. A pentagon has 5 sides. That can't be a quadrilateral. So that's our answer. And then in the live Zoom, I believe it was on Monday, we talked about a trapezoid having 4 sides as well, which would make it a quadrilateral. So really, with any geometry question, it just comes down to, do you know your facts about a shape or not? It's not a whole lot of math involved. You either know it or you don't. So we're going to end up getting to geometry towards the end of the year. So you guys are getting a little sneak peek, which is nice. But again, if you've been utilizing these videos, we've already talked about all these shapes. It's almost like I've given you answers ahead of time. So hopefully you're watching. It might be the same exact case tomorrow. But that one would be pentagon. Pentagon has 5 sides. Quadrilateral only has 4. All right, last but not least, some days this question's been easy, some days it's been funky. It says, which picture below shows a pizza that has 1/3 left? Again, if that pizza is left, that means you can see it with your eyes. So let's go ahead and get our fractions written down. Get our denominators first. So remember, your denominator, your bottom number is going to come from the total amount of slices. If I'm looking at pizza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that pizza was cut into sixths. Pizza 2, 1, 2, 3, that pizza was cut into thirds. Pizza 3, 1, 2, 3, also cut into thirds. And pizza 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That pizza was cut into fourths. So again, we're looking for 1/3 left. Left is what we can see. So if I'm trying to find the fraction that is left, I'm just going to count the slices that I can see for each pizza. So for pizza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5/6 of that pizza is left. All right. Pizza 2, 1, 2. 2/3 of that pizza left. Pizza 3, 1/3 of that pizza is left. And pizza 4, 1/4 of that pizza is left. Nothing crazy here, guys. It asked for which one had 1/3 left. Pizza 3 is going to be your answer. If you read this pizza wrong. If you read this question wrong, you might have said pizza 2, but pizza 2, words, Mr. Huber. Pizza 2 doesn't have 1/3 left. Pizza 2 has 1/3 eaten. So you've got to read that one carefully. But that answer right there would be pizza 3, 1/3 left. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting Fantastic Five quiz because, again, I'm filming all of these videos on Monday. So I have no idea what the numbers have been Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm really anxious to see what they are. And again, it's clear to me who watches the videos and who doesn't. I can see the scores shouldn't be going like this. You shouldn't have a roller coaster scores. If you start at a 1, which is fine, that's a Monday, who cares? That number doesn't matter. It should climb to a 2 or a 3 by the middle of the week, and then by the end of the week, hopefully a 4 or a 5. So not that your number doesn't matter today, but the one that really counts is tomorrow. So if you need to rewatch any videos before you do the quiz, I'd say knock it out. If I knew there was something that I could do to guarantee that my score was better than the way that I started, I would do it. But that's just me. All right, guys, appreciate you watching. Good luck on your quiz tomorrow.